Welcome to the deep dive. Our goal, as always, is pretty simple. We take a whole load of sources, dig through them, and pull out the key insights for you. All the value, none of the reading headache.
Exactly. And today we're looking up way up. We're doing a deep dive into, well, the world of consumer drones, specifically the DJI Neo 2 Flymore combo.
Right. We've got sources suggesting this little machine is really shaking things up for travelers, for people just starting out with aerial filming.
Yeah, even for folks who want that pro look without, needing a pilot's license just to get started.
So our mission today is to synthesize what we've found. We're looking at detailed reviews, trying to figure out the core value. What makes this Neo 2 stand out right now? Is it the one to get?
That's the plan. We want to distill what really matters.
Okay, let's unpack this then. I mean, when you look at consumer drones today, what are the big battlegrounds? It feels like it's always power, performance.
And portability, definitely portability.
Yes, portability. And that's where this Neo 2 seems to score big points straight away.
It really does. The design, according to our sources, is very minimalist, sleek. Folds down super small.
Like genuinely small,
Yeah.
fit in a small bag.
No, exactly. Slip it into a day pack, camera bag, whatever. You barely know it's there. Sturdy build, too, apparently.
But okay, the real kicker seems to be this fly more combo thing. That's not just like extra propellers, is it?
No, this is the key bit. It tackles the biggest headache for drone flyers, battery life.
How so?
Well, the combo specifically includes 3 flight batteries. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Okay, 3 batteries. And how long does each one last, roughly? In the real world, not just the spec sheet.
Sources suggest around 35 minutes per battery under, typical conditions, maybe a bit of wind moving around.
35 minutes times 3. Wait,
That's an hour and 45 minutes of potential airtime, give or take.
wow, okay, that's significant. That changes things.
It's a huge practical advantage. Think about it if you're traveling, right? You're out somewhere remote, no power outlets nearby.
Yeah, you're not just getting one quick flight and then done for the day.
Exactly. You can actually plan a proper shoot, get multiple takes, explore different angles. It shifts the whole experience. DJI clearly understood that creators need time in the air. This bundle directly addresses that pain point.
So it moves it from being a quick gimmick to a usable tool.
Precisely. More like a marathon than a sprint.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
But you don't just fly for fun, you fly to get the shot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the camera. Sources called it the highlight. What's so special about the footage?
well, it starts with a solid 4K sensor, which, you'd expect. But it's more about the image processing and the optics.
Right, so crisp footage,
Yeah.
vibrant.
Very. And the dynamic range is apparently excellent.
Okay, dynamic range. For someone maybe not super technical, what does that actually mean for the video they capture? Like, what does it look like?
It means, okay, imagine filming a sunset, right? Bright sun, dark shadows on the ground. Good dynamic range means you see detail in both. The sky isn't just a blown-out white blob, and the shadows aren't just black.
Ah, gotcha. So it looks more balanced, more like what your eye sees.
Kind of, yeah. It captures more information across the whole light spectrum. Richer colors, more professional look, often straight out of the camera without needing tons of editing.
And what about stability? Drones move, it gets windy. Does the footage stay smooth?
Reports say it performs beautifully. The stabilisation is top-notch. You get that smooth, cinematic feel, even if the drone's fighting a bit of wind.
So this ties into what you mentioned earlier, that sort of dual user experience.
Exactly. It has to work for both beginners and more experienced flyers.
How does it manage that? Because often things made easy for beginners feel limiting for pros, right?
True, but here's how they do it. For the newcomer, you've got these automated modes, quick shots, they call them. Things like helix, boomerang.
Right, where the drone flies itself in a cool pattern?
Yeah, you just tap a button, it does the complex flight path and camera move, and boom, you've got a really professional-looking clip. Minimal effort, big visual payoff.
Okay, that sounds genuinely useful for quick social media stuff
Yeah.
or just getting started.
Definitely. But, and this is the crucial part, for experienced users, you still have full manual control if you want it.
So you can get under the hood, tweak exposure, white balance, all that.
Absolutely. Shutter speed, ISO, even D-Log color profiles for serious post-production grading. They haven't dumbed it down.
So they just made the complex stuff optional rather than removing it.
Precisely. They nailed that balance, it seems, satisfying both camps, which, isn't always easy in consumer tech.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, camera's great, stable, but flying itself, for a lot of people, the biggest fear is, well, scratching the expensive new toy.
Understandable. That initial learning curve can be intimidating.
So what does the Neo 2 do to help with that? Build confidence, maybe prevent those uh-oh moments?
Right, this is where the intelligence factor really comes in. It's packed with features to make it accessible. Let's start with something called palm takeoff and landing.
Palm takeoff, you mean? Launching it from your hand?
Exactly, and landing it back in your hand. You use simple hand gestures.
Okay, that sounds a bit sci-fi, but practical.
Surprisingly practical, yeah, especially for beginners. It takes away the anxiety of finding a perfectly flat, clear spot to launch from. Just hold out your hand, gesture, and up it goes. Same for landing.
That could actually be really useful in tight spots or uneven ground.
Totally. And the gesture control doesn't stop there. You can apparently use hand signals to trigger the camera, start recording, even tell the drone to follow you or change direction slightly.
Without touching the controller.
Yeah. So if you've got the drone positioned perfectly for a shot of yourself, you can just gesture to start recording. No fumbling. Sources say it's genuinely useful, not just a gimmick.
Interesting. Okay, and what about tracking moving subjects? That's always a big one. Following someone biking or jogging.
That's ActiveTrack, DJI's system. And reports say it's remarkably accurate on the Neo 2. It locks onto the subject.
Like you. Or a car.
Yeah, people, vehicles. And it maintains smooth framing, even anticipates movement. It can apparently even handle the subject going behind, say, a small tree for a moment and pick it back up.
Okay, that requires some serious smarts. But smart tracking needs a safety net, doesn't it? What if it tracks you right into a wall?
Ah, good point. And that's where the omnidirectional obstacle sensing comes in. This is a really big deal for a drone in this size and price class.
Omnidirectional, meaning all directions.
Pretty much. Forward, backwards, sideways, up, down. It uses multiple cameras and sensors to constantly scan for potential hazards. Trees, buildings, poles.
And it avoids them automatically.
It tries to, yes. It'll either stop or try to navigate around them smoothly, depending on the situation and the mode it's in.
So connecting this to the bigger picture, this kind of sensing is really key for lowering that learning curve, isn't it? It's like built-in crash prevention.
Absolutely. It massively reduces the stress for new pilots. You're less likely to make those costly mistakes because the drone has this layer of awareness, the safety net. It can handle more complex flights autonomously without you needing constant panicked corrections.
Okay, that's a huge confidence booster. So it's smart, safe, great camera. But how does it actually feel to fly? Just manually, using the sticks?
Reports describe the flight feel as very responsive, stable, but also agile when you want it to be. The controls are precise.
Good for beginners and experienced pilots then.
Seems so. It holds its position really well, even in a bit of wind, which shows good GPS and sensor fusion. Just feels solid in the air.
And what about noise? Some drones can be really loud, kind of annoying.
That's another area of refinement mentioned. It's apparently significantly quieter than older models, less intrusive.
That's important, yeah. Especially if you're filming wildlife or just don't want to disturb people.
Exactly. Makes the whole creative process feel more discreet, more immersive. Oh, and the reliable return to home function is there too, of course. If the signal drops or the battery gets critically low, it'll automatically fly back to its takeoff point.
Standard safety feature, but good to know it's solid. And all this runs through the app.
Yep, the DJI Fly app. And it consistently gets praised. Clean interface, easy to understand.
Shows you the live video feed.
Yeah, live 4K feed right to your phone or tablet. Plus easy access to all those intelligent flight modes we talked about, quick shots, and also things like hyperlapse.
Hyperlapse. That's like a moving time lapse.
Exactly. Captures those really dramatic sped-up sequences while the drone is flying a path. The app makes setting those up pretty straightforward. It's a very polished software experience.
Okay, it sounds overwhelmingly positive. But for a proper deep dive, we need balance. Is there any drawback mentioned in the sources? Anything it doesn't do perfectly?
Well, the main point raised is less a flaw and more about managing expectations. It doesn't represent, say, a massive leap in maximum flight time or video resolution compared to DJI's own more expensive models.
Like their flagship Pro drones.
Exactly. Or even some of the higher-end Air series, perhaps. It's not trying to be that drone.
So it's not reinventing the wheel entirely.
Right. It seems DJI's focus here was more on refinement and accessibility, taking pro-level features, the great camera, the advanced stabilization, the omnidirectional sensing, and packing them into a really portable, user-friendly, and, importantly, reasonably priced package.
Okay, so it's about hitting that sweet spot. Performance, portability, price.
Precisely. It's nailing that balance.
Yeah.
Making high-quality aerial footage achievable without needing needing a huge budget or spending weeks learning to fly safely.
So what does this all mean? If you're listening, maybe you're a traveler, maybe getting into content creation, or just fascinated by tech.
Then the takeaway seems clear. The Neo 2 Fly More combo looks like a really strong contender, easy to recommend.
Because it offers that professional quality, that stability, but without the usual barriers to entry, like the steep learning curve or the sheer bulk of bigger drones.
That's the essence of it. You get tremendous value, fantastic imaging, and those intelligent features really lower the bar for getting started.
And that combination sophisticated tech made easy to use, like the palm takeoff, the gesture controls, it's really interesting.
It is. It points to a broader trend, doesn't it? Making complex technology interact with us more naturally.
Yeah, it lowers the barrier not just for drones, but potentially for lots of complicated fields.
And it leads to a final thought, something for you, the listener, to maybe ponder on your own. As these intelligent features become more standard, as the tech itself handles the difficult technical bits.
Like flying smoothly or avoiding obstacles.
Exactly. Does the operator's raw technical skill become less important than their creative vision? Is the limit shifting from your ability to fly the machine to simply your imagination for the shot?
Are we moving to a world where creativity is the main skill and the tech just facilitates it almost seamlessly?
It's something to think about, where imagination, not just dexterity, becomes the key.
A fascinating thought indeed.
Right.
Thank you for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you next time.